Welcome back, everyone, to Ferris Sports Update. Time to talk cross country now. And with us, the head coach of the Ferris State Bulldogs, Steve Picucci. And Steve, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me here, Rob.
Bulldogs got off to a good start this past weekend. Your home invitational, the Ray Helsing Bulldog Invitational at Khaki Golf Course, and first competition of the year. Just talk in general about how that went this past weekend.
Went pretty well. It's a pretty low-key meet for us. This year we're not hosting regionals so the college meets were pretty small, which is okay with us. Our first one, we just really want to kind of get the spikes on, the jerseys on, and just kind of get the rust off a little bit. So went pretty well overall. Like I said, not huge turnout as far as teams, but that was okay with us. We just went out there and just kind of ran, kind of got in the groove of racing again.
I know a lot of work goes into that event with the high school, with the college divisions. Just talk in general about how smoothly it ran and what type of event it was for your kids to compete in.
We actually had a lot of help from the community. We had a number of community members out helping us, and we're really trying to get the high schools to kind of come and support this meet. And we've bringing in new high schools every year. So kind of keep hoping to grow that, but we're really trying to get the high schools involved and just kind of give them a chance to run on the college cross country course and just kind of welcome them to our campus. But went really smooth. A lot of help from our track team really helped to step it up and pull it off, and then a lot of help from volunteers too. But it's quite an undertaking to get everything set up, and from Friday night to Saturday morning is a quick turnaround from when it's a golf course to a cross country course. So
your men got off to a good start in the event. As we go to the highlights of the men's competition, men's team ranked 30th in the country, and talk about how they did in this meet.
Ran pretty well. We actually sat out some of our top guys just because the level they're training on, we kind of wanted to give them a little break, but ran really well. I was really happy. It really kind of showed that we'd have some depth in our men's program, which we haven't had in the past. And they did quite well as far as, like I said, stepping it up and just kind of showing that the work they've done all summers really kind of set them up for a good year. And national rankings right now are kind of a guess at this point. No one's really raced yet. We'll get a better idea when they put the next poll out in a few weeks, but it was really good for them to be nationally ranked. I don't think that's happened since they brought the program back in the late 90s. So it just shows that we kind of got some respect now as far as a program in the national scene.
Nice day for the home cross country invitational. The Bulldogs competing at Khaki Golf Course. Talk about the course and how much of a factor that was.
It was actually, we got a lot of rain Friday, so the course was just really soft Saturday, so it really slowed things down and really kind of made for it a little bit of a sloppy conditions, but really had to slow down around a lot of the corners with the the mud and the wet grass and just sinking in, so it really kind of slowed things down for the most part. But overall, like I said, that it's a great place to host a course, host a meet with a course. It's really spectator friendly, and it's slow, but still it's a really good place to train and race. So worked out really well. As
we see some of the men's runners competing, who were some of the men that finished high? Obviously, a number of individuals in the top 10 overall.
Yeah, we had Spencer Gerber won it overall, and then Andrew Harper was second. So those were that was good to see those guys. And they worked together for the most part. And then Spencer kind of pulled away from him a little bit the last third of the race, but. He's had a good summer, and he's really, he's one of the futures. The future of our program is going to be built around those two guys. So it was really good to see them kind of step it up and kind of, get their chance in the limelight and really run well. So it just shows you that, we have some depth and there's some progression there. They got young guys are starting to step up.
How exciting is it for your kids to be able to run at home in front of some of the home fans and in front of some of their family members?
I think it's a lot. It means a lot for them, especially on their first one, to kind of get, they are a little more nervous, especially the underclassmen, their first one. But it means a lot. Like I said, it's not a big meet, but at the same time, it's that very first one. And just kind of helps, I think, kind of just to be there. That first one's at home, not quite as intimidating.
Your women's team obviously has received some recognition over the last few years. Talk coming in, obviously you have to replace Tina Muir, an 11-time All-American for the Bulldogs, but talk about the number of kids you have returning with some great experience.
Yeah, we have a lot of kids returning from the last two top 10 national teams coming back. So we said we have a lot of those kids coming back. So it's really going to help. It's going to be a chance for those kids to kind of step up and really kind of see what they can do to kind of fill in those holes. Like I said, when you lose someone like that, it's not you're going to be replaced with one person. It's going to be the whole team effort, which is going to build us up there. But they've been working hard this summer, and like I said, some of them we still got a ways to go. But for the most part, everybody's done what they needed to do. So we're going to be ready to compete on a high level like we've had the last 3 years. So
Bulldogs ranked 7th nationally in the preseason on the women's side, 2nd in the region. What does it take for your women's team to be able to continue the climb they've made over the last few years?
I think for this year, it's just going to be really kind of getting some of the kids to step up a little bit and kind of take it to that next level. And I think some of them are ready, so it's good. Like I said, the preseason polls are always a shot in the dark, but we'll get a really good idea, this week when we go down. Our next race is at Michigan State at Spartan Invite, so that's going to be a really good chance to see where we stack up. And then end of September we go down to Louisville and race in one of the biggest meets in the country. So then after those couple of weeks, we'll kind of get an idea. I'll have a better idea kind of where I think we're going to stack up on the national scene. You
head to the Michigan State Spartan Invitational, as you mentioned this week, and obviously your teams have ran there in the past. What do you expect going into that competition?
Big competition, big time schools. What we kind of expect is like a chance to really kind of get in there and just race, not have to worry about, competing, with each other. You're more finally going to get out there and actually race. So what we look for is just a chance to really get in there and just race. Take the chains off and just not really just focus on racing. That's kind of what that race is for. And then when we get down to Louisville, it's just the same thing, like big competition, a lot of big schools. It's just kind of getting in there and competing and really trying to see where we're at.
What are your ultimate goals for this season for both the men's and women's programs? Obviously, I'm sure get to nationals is in the back of your mind, but what are the ultimate goals for both programs?
I guess for the women first, the ultimate goal there is to continue that progression as being one of the kind of the national level programs and one of the top teams in the region. So that's kind of continuing that success. At the same time, we're trying to get some of our younger kids to kind of really kind of take those next steps so we can continue to build the program. We're looking to just kind of continue the ball rolling kind of thing. And then the guys side, we've been building this for 3 or 4 years now, so it's time to really kind of see it come to fruition here. And I think they're ready. Like I said, and I think they know they still got a lot of work ahead of them. But the goals for the guys is just kind of, all right, we've been slowly building that, but we need to take that final big step.
You mentioned obviously some of the key runners on the men's side. Talk about the women's side and who are going to be some of your top individuals competing for those top 4 or 5 spots in the lineup.
Like I said, on the women's side, we got a number of returners. Sam Johnson is a returner from last year. Alyssa Osika. Those are kind of the two some of the top kids coming back, as well as Christy Lesage has done a really good job as coming in as a sophomore. She's already made some big strides, and then we have a couple seniors I think that'll be in there too. Felicia Slate, Jordan McGuire, Brittany Anderson's run on every national champion or in every national championship we've had. So like I said, we have a lot of young girls that I think it's now their time to kind of step up.
As you prepare for the conference, the regional events later on in the year, what type of preparation does it take to get ready to perform at your best in those meets?
Yeah, right now it's just kind of focusing on the little things and really working on your strength and just kind of understanding that we have to kind of progress at the level we want and not overdo it early in the season, but at the same time get good quality workouts in. And the big thing is just taking care of your body and being smart. Eating right, make sure you're getting enough sleep, taking care of any little injuries that come up.
Well, best of luck to the Bulldogs as you head to Michigan State this weekend.
Well, thanks, Rob. Pleasure to be here.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.